One of the most often asked questions has to do with job displacement and artificial intelligence. And if I could venture a few guesses, maybe this will help give those folks out there some food for thought. I came from law enforcement, was LAPD a long time. Then I honorably retired. That means no pension, but with other benefits. And then from there, I segued into real estate, and there is some overlap in those two fields. So how it's probably going to affect the law enforcement realm, that's probably several years away, because you're going to need robots to really effectively get into that environment. Now, as far as the computer analysis and those sorts of things, absolutely. I believe those IT departments are probably going to shrink a little bit, because they're going to be able to call on this greater than human intellect to have them solve problems. Also, coordination of human beings as far as crimes and those sorts of things, getting into neighborhoods, more effectively attacking the problem or dealing with whatever issues come up on that level, I think absolutely sure. And the people that are now in charge of that, it's going to be something like Demolition Man, when you're asking the AI what you need to do next. Of course, hopefully it won't get to that point, but if you haven't seen that movie, it's fun to watch. Now, besides that, moving into the real estate world, sure, over time I believe it will too, but when people are spending so much money buying residential real estate, or even wanting to sell residential real estate, they're going to they still want to deal with a human being and a human element, at least in the generations where we are. Now, looking at medical science and the medical industry, there are these very cute little robots that are being used to help children go through that medical evaluation process. So they do have this already, and what is that doing? Well, it's basically preparing those generations for future where we have non-human being connected medical care, and that will eventually happen also. I believe, though, if you're some kind of an analyst right now, or even a coder, that's going to be an issue unless you're just so good they put you in charge of overseeing artificial intelligence, and that way it does the job that they've assigned to it. The thing that will protect most of us from this is going to be some kind of intervention by the powers that be, or that are, and that basically put some kind of regulation and oversight amongst these businesses that want to deploy these AI models and cut their human workforce. Maybe they'll charge more for having that in place, maybe they won't, but that would be a way to try to throttle that. If you're concerned about your job, look at it very critically and ask if there is a computer, if it was as smart and as good as you, if it would be able to do your job, and the job you do probably very well. If you're talking about having to show properties, having somebody sit in your car, or walking through with them in a residence, that's probably a little further down the road. But if you're talking about something that can crunch numbers, look at a CAD program, or the way that crime is developing in a particular area, and the best way to combat that using the existing resources, then I would probably be a little concerned. But is AI going to take your job? It could very well do that. Well, we all need to speak up and make sure that we protect ourselves the best way we can. I'm Connor with Honor. I would love to know your thoughts. Please respond. I would love to get a conversation going, what kind of job you're in, and then if you believe AI would be able to move in and do exactly what you do. I'm Connor with Honor. We'll see you in the next one.